Do employees hate their employers? It's not good to hate anything in life because negative emotions are very toxic. Like, we create our own reality, so why be negative? Because you're just going to bring into manifestation things that you don't want. And that includes, like, in the body. There's a lot of studies, I'm not a medical doctor, obviously, but there's a lot of studies that show that a lot of diseases are either caused or made worse, I'm not sure which, by negative emotions, anger, jealousy, rage, resentment, probably even anxiety, because what you fear chases you. If you could just accept whatever the reality is, then it can dissipate. But, heart attacks, strokes, what happens when you're angry, when you're mad, when you're resentful, your body constricts. It's just like, plus you feed all kinds of toxins. I don't know exactly which toxins, but you just make your body like poisonous when your emotions are poisonous. And because everything is neurochemical in your body. And you just constrict. It's not good for the body to be constricted. That leads to, all kinds of problems. And, I think in the most severe cases, even heart attacks, strokes, maybe even cancer. There's a famous book called Love, Medicine, and Miracles by Bernie Siegel. He talks about just how people that are very loving, can go into remission sometimes. And, the famous saying, laughter is the best medicine. There's a lot of studies, relating emotion to, treatment outcome. And there's a lot of studies that show that people that are happy live longer. That's why people that are in good marriages live longer. I think that's at least one of the basic reasons. I mean, people that are in bad marriages, I don't believe do live longer. But in terms of employees hating their one thing I've noticed both by owning a company and working for companies and my colleagues and, just general observation of a lot of companies is that I think there's a split, and I don't know which one is more prevalent, but some people really love their jobs. Like, they get really excited to go into work. They feel like it's really fulfilling. They look forward to it. They say the majority of people actually don't enjoy their jobs. I think there's a host of reasons for that, and some of them are probably the employer's fault. But, we have to take responsibility for our lives and our emotions. We can't blame other people, but some bosses are not good bosses. That's a fact. If you have a bad boss, you should probably try to look for another job. That's what I would do. In today's world, we have the pandemic, starting to ease now with the vaccines, but most people can change jobs if they need to, if they're in a really bad situation. Hopefully you can evaluate at the beginning. It's not always possible, but to see what kind of situation you're getting into, do your research. So some people really love their jobs while other people don't. And they say the amount of heart attacks and strokes is the highest, I believe, on Monday morning when people have to go into work when they don't want to. A lot of people are working all week just for the weekend. Just so, isn't that crazy to spend 5/7 of your life hating it just for the 2 days off where you can enjoy it? That means more than half of your life you hate. I would hate that. But, I think some employees, from my experience, and again, some really love their jobs, but some feel a lot of resentment. I think, people obviously don't like being told what to do, but I think you have to take ownership for your life. Like, if you decide to accept a certain job, then you should be happy. Like, I would not accept or do anything in life, if possible, that I can't be happy in, because life's too short. Like, if I can't be happy in one thing, then I would just move on to something else. And if I'm going to do it, I might as well be happy doing it. Some bosses are exploitative. I'm thinking of one case where I think it might have been, it was somebody famous, it might have been Mark Cuban or someone else. They said one of their first jobs as a teenager was selling, actually I think it might have been Mr. Wonderful. Yeah, I think it was Mr. Wonderful. He said that one of the other Shark Tanks, Kevin O'Leary, I think it was him. He said his first job, I'm laughing because it's crazy. It's not anything I would want to endure at all, and I feel sorry for him. But he said one of his first jobs was scooping ice cream in an ice cream shop. And at the end of the day, the owner, I think it might have been his first day, I'm not sure, the owner told him to get down on the floor and scrape the gum off the tiles that was stuck in the floor. I don't know how much gum there was, but again, I don't even know if that's legal or not. Maybe it is legal for an employer to do that, or maybe it's not. I don't know. But Kevin O'Leary, if that was him, he said to the employer, he said, you hired me to scoop ice cream. You didn't hire me to scoop. You didn't hire me to scoop gum out. You didn't hire me to get the gum out of the floor. And he said the employer told him basically that hired you to do whatever the job takes, and if you don't want to do it, then you're fired. And I think he might have gotten fired. So we do live in kind of an exploitative world, but I think, we also attract the experiences that we need. Like sometimes if we attract a bad experience, it teaches us, oh, I'm never going to work for anybody like that, or, oh, I'm going to try to, gravitate towards this instead. So, it's not good for employees to hate their employers. I mean, it's not good for employers to ever take advantage of their employees. There has to be Stephen Covey wrote a book called The Speed of Trust. What happens is in companies where people don't trust each other, you have all kinds of laws. Like you can tell how productive a company is by this inverse correlation to the size of the employee handbook. Like Netflix just has one basic rule. It says, do what's in the best interest of the company. And they have incredible productivity and morale because people know that the company cares for them. They also have high accountability. They can get fired for bad performance, and they can get fired even if just somebody else is better or reassigned, as the case may be. But Netflix attracts some of the best people in the world because they don't micromanage the people. They don't try to keep them under their thumb. What happens is if there's no trust in an organization or if it's not merit-based, then you have to become bureaucratic. Then you have to say, subsection 2, paragraph 4, article 7, and then it becomes like legalese, trying to force people to do things they don't want to do. When there's a high level of trust, the people just naturally want to do. They just love their jobs. They want to do it. And then you can have basic, simple rules like Netflix has. Just do what's in the best interest of the company. You don't have to spell it out in 20 pages. Everybody knows or has an idea of what's in the best interest. If you don't know what's in the best interest, you could discuss it with your boss and you could discuss it with other people. But, people hate their jobs because, one, sometimes they're not happy with their own life, and they chose something that's not, maybe life wanted them to do more, but they just took the easy path in life. Sometimes the easy path is the easy path in the moment, but it's the hard path in the long run because you get to the end of your life and you haven't accomplished that much. You've given up on your dreams. Like Les Brown says, it's not over until I win, until I accomplish my dreams. And he accomplished most of his dreams, I'm thinking, because of all the stuff that he's talked about. But that's basically it.